Hello, my name is Juan Diego Gallo, and I'm doing this audio because I'm going to share my opinion about the themes or topics of the project stage 1. The topics are case 1 is the water scarcity, the case 2 is irresponsible energy use, and the last one, the case 3, is the projects are affecting local communities. Okay, I'm going to share my opinion about the first case, that is water scarcity. Um, my opinion about this thing, I believe that so many people aren't aware of the water resources, because they use a lot of water for doing so many things like washing cars, washing dishes, or taking a shower. So many people take their shower like 1.5 hours in the shower. And so many people is like that, and I think people think the water is a infinite resource, but that is false. And I believe so many people uh, uh, and I think this is affect so many people around the world. Like some people don't have the facility to access of water or for clean water. And I think that is the people around the world use the water responsible. I think the people in third world could be has access to clean water, but so many people use the water the irresponsibility, because they think they have water for life, but that they will but they won't have. And I think so many people die around the world because they don't have access to a clean water. So many people can get so many diseases because drink uh, uh, they drink dirty water. And finally, this is uh, com- a comment. I think the people around the world, all the people, especially us, we are the lucky people to get access to clean water. We have to do a responsible use of water, because water isn't an infinite resource, and so many people having the access to a clean water or something like that. Okay, the second case is the irresponsible use of energy. In this case, I think like the water scarcity, I think so many people around the world, especially at the grand cities like New York City or grand cities, Madrid, London, like that, city like that. So many people use so many energy, and even when even when nobody is at home, especially in seasons like summer or winter. Summer, because I think so many people put the air conditioner all the day, putting on the air conditioner all the day, because they want to get your house cold because outside is so many hot, and in winter because they put the put on the and put out the heating on because the people want to heating or hot their houses because outside is so cold. And I think this is a this is a serious mistake or problem in the actual world because the electricity use the fossil fuels, and this is the like the no, and I think this is the not renewable energy. Combust fossil fuels use so many people around the world. I think that is the most way to get energy in the world right now because so many people use it because it's cheap for many companies. And I think that is so bad because this is promoves that the greenhouse effects, and this is so bad because it could be a great or a grand climate change around the world, and this is happening right now around the world. Um, and this is so bad because I believe, in my opinion, the future generation it could be more diseases or like no the future generations won't have a good quality of life, and this is so bad. Obviously this is so bad. And one last thing about this case, in my opinion, for alternative of doing something like that for reduce this, for evitating some climate change in the future, or yeah, and I think the one solution it could be the governments around the world promote the some solution to evitate the climate change around the world, and to promote the use the renewable energies like solar energy, hydraulic energy, or something like that. I think that it could be a solution for eviting the climate change around the world, and giving future generations a good quality of life. And the last case is the projects near or that affecting the local communities. This is so common around the world, and for and this is so bad because some industries made only care about money. It doesn't they don't care about the humans' lives or the community lives or the quality lives, because they build so many structures that make the lack of good quality of life of the many communities around the world. One example it could be the one industry make or build some industry, or one company will some industry near to the local community, like near to the farmers or farms, or like local communities. And I think that one alternative for this problem it could be the government has to cover these rural or yeah, the rural or local communities around the world, doing or putting laws that they have to the government has to cover these people because they have they have the right a good quality of life, and the industries or companies must have to must think about the other people, not by themselves. I think it could be a solution about this problem, and this is my opinion about these cases. I thank you very much, and I appreciate it too much. Bye bye.
Okay. I explain, in my opinion, the verb war is carting irresponsible use of energy and a project that affect local communities. Okay, I believe that water scarring is caused not only by natural factors but also by human action. One of the main causes is poor was this disposal we have due to lack of knowledge about how water can be properly trapped and reused. Many people and industrial contaminate water so with understand the long-term consequence. In addition, climate change caused by global warming plays a major role since in reduce rainfall, create dry soil, making agriculture planting process more difficult and less productive. Furthermore, some companies use excessive amount of water for their production process and fail to treat contaminate water before releasing it. As a result, polluted water is dumped into rivers, lakes, or lagoons, demanding ecosystem and affected biodiversity. This situation not only hurt the environment but also create serious health problems and nearby communities. As contaminated, the water can spread diseases for the reason for the reason for no for this reason I think it is essential to promote environment education, responsible water use, and stricter regulation for industries. Um, and the irresponsible use of energy is cause is very issue that contribute to the loss of non renewable recurse and increment greenhouse gas emission. This problem accelerate climate change, the global warming and environment pollution, which affect both the planet and human life. Everyday action such as living light unnecessary over using electrical application or not using energy efficient technologies may seem small, but together they have a significant impact. Moreover, a large portion of the world's energy still comes from burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. This process releases an amount of carbon dioxide and methane into the atmosphere, intensifying the greenhouse effect, and we're saying global warming. In my opinion, it is very important to promote a responsible energy consumption, invest in renewable energy source such and solar and wind power, and encourage people to adopt more sustainable habitation in their darling lives. My opinion, the projects that affect local communities can bring both benefits and change, depending of how they plan and implement. On one hand, infrastructure and urbanization projects can significantly improve quality of life by facilitating transportation, craft job opportunity, and providing better access to services such as education and healthcare. There, this development can help community grow and modernize. However, this same project can also have negative consequences. In some cases, they lead to the displacement of residents, especially to those for vulnerable communities, and can increment the cost of life, making it difficult for some people to remain in their old neighborhoods. Uh, Similarly, industrial projects might boost the local economic and generate employment, but they often cause environment pollution and can negative impact the health of residents. On the other hand, environment and social projects play a crucial role in protecting natural course and improving community well-health, and the initiatives very valuable. They sometimes have limit reach and depend on funding to continue operating. Over overall, I believe that a project should be carefully planned with community participation, ensuring that they bring more benefits than harm and promote sustainable and inclusive development.
In my opinion, the case present in this workshop reveals a deeply concerning pattern of human behavior, where immediately combines is constantly prioritized over long-term survival and social justice, particularly regarding the management of water and energy as seen in SDG 6 and 7. When we look at the first case of water scarcity, it is clear that the crisis is not merely a natural disaster caused by low rainfall, but a direct consequence of a collective psychology failure where individuals in the small towns continue to use water for luxury purposes like washing cars, watering expensive gardens, and filling swimming pools under the false impression that this vital resource is infinite. This lack of individual responsibility is exacerbated by the local government failure to implement strict regulations, leading to tragic scenarios when farmers lose their livelihood and families are left with water for only a few hours a day, proving that our personal choices have devastating ripple effects on food security and basic human rights. Furthermore, moving into the second case, rewarding irresponsible energy use in urban environment, we see parallel negligence where the always culture of modern cities results in buildings running air conditioned and lights 24/7 without any regulation for the fact that this energy is largely derived from fossil fuels. This cheap access to electricity creates a dangerous lack of incentive to save, which directly fuels the greenhouse gas emission responsibility for rising global temperatures and high pollution levels that compromise the health of every city. This brings us to the most explicitly changing scenario in the three cases, which highlights the profound social injustice inherent in large-scale energy projects. Here we see the system power imbalance where rural communities are sacrificed to provide electricity for big cities without the consent or consolation. It is heartbreaking to observe how these families lose their land and suffer from polluted rivers and deterioration health while the urban centers enjoy the benefits of the energy produced, creating a clear divide where the minority pays the ultimate price for the majority progress. Based on all this information, I believe that the choice we make, whether as consumers, corporate leaders, and government officials, are currently leading to a cycle of environment degradation and inequality that cannot subside. We must recognize that the convincing of a few should never come at the cost of survival of many, and unless we shift from this midst of infinite consumption to one of radical responsibility and community first policy, the driver problems of water depletion, climate change, and social displacement will not only continue to scale until they become irreversibility. Immediately, the case serves as a stark reminder that every gallon of water gasted and every kilowatt of energy measured its direct contribution to a global crisis that demands not just awareness, but fundamental change in how we value our planet in our neighbors. In my opinion, case 1, it's frustrating to see how, even in the face of a natural drugs, people in small towns continue to prioritize luxury activities like filling swimming pools or watching cars over basic survival. I believe that core problem here is psychological disconnect because the water flows from the tap today. People assume this will be tomorrow. This is exacerbated by the local government failure to regulate consumption. According to the facts, the ultimate victims are farmers who lose their livelihoods and families left with only few hours of water. This case teaches us that without strict laws and a changed individual mindset, we are literally drying our future. Recording the second case, I found the urban culture of energy waste to be incredibly reckless. In modern cities, electricity is often treated as an invisible and infinite resource because it is relatively cheap. However, leaving lights and air conditioning on 24/7 is empty buildings. It's not just a bad habit, it's an environment crime. Since most of the energy comes from fossil fuels, this negligence directly contributes to greenhouse gas emissions and the urban air island effect. I believe that if cities don't implement smart technology and towards relations of energy efficiency, we will continue to see rising temperatures and health problems that affect every city, regardless and their water. In my view, case 3 is the most ethnically concerning because its relevance has profound social injustice. It is unacceptable that large energy projects are forced upon rural communities without their consent or consultation, simply to power the big cities. This creates a parasitic relationship where the urban population enjoys the comfort of electricity, while rural families suffer the loss of their land, their population of the rivers, and serious health issues based on the information. This is a clear example how economic profit is often placed above human dignity. We need to demand that any energy projects respect the local community rights and include them in decision-making process.